Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Geek Side. Apologies for last week when we attempted to do a PS5 stream that went fucking horribly. We'll figure it out. We figured out the solo streams. Figuring it out while actually hearing other people, that's going to take a little bit more time. We got a whole lot of wrestling tonight, and joining us right off the top, he is the co-host here at the Legacy of Star Wars show on the channel. It's Mr. He's not the co-host. He's the host of that show, Mr. Johnny V. What's going on, dude?
I'm trying to get through the pop quiz I was given before the show.
I would like to get it to you earlier, but, work and shit. And, yeah. I won't lie. I was struggling with questions. I'm like, wow, how... Like, it's hard, right? And I'm like, okay, do I include anything else that's on the card? And, so I tried to who wins the Fatal 4-Way? Geez, I don't know. It's a tough one. But it was a little more difficult. But you're more than welcome to come up with the next trivia for whatever the next big wrestling event is. Because let me tell you, I was getting pissed at myself not being able to think of some better questions there. Also joining us tonight, he is the other co-host over at the Legacy of Star Wars. It's Randy. What's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot. Just I'm almost through Dynamite. I'm at the main event now, but been a great show so far tonight, and I'm really excited to see how they continue to improve as the year goes on.
And last but not least, maybe not last, actually, we might have more company coming here eventually. But he's from the Dark Match Drive. Actually, he's apparently appearing live from Dynamite right now. It's Jared. What's going on, man? Tony back there?
Things are great here in Savannah, Georgia.
Is that we're there tonight?
Yeah. Yeah. No, things are good. Dynamite was fun. I'm doing good. I like our subject tonight, though. WWE Raw on Netflix. You know, that got me thinking. You know what I have in common with WWE Raw on Netflix?
What's that?
We're both going to be coming January 2025.
Well, as long as no massive asteroid kills us all before then, or the zombie apocalypse, that's always possible. Resident Evil's a thing. Let's dive right into this, guys. We've talked about it on various shows on this channel. Massive changing deal. I'm going to sort of defer on this topic to the three of you. I'll give my thoughts at the end, but WWE inks a huge global deal with Netflix in the U.S. Obviously, it's just Raw, I believe, going to Netflix
In the U.S.,
but
everywhere else, it's everything.
Yeah, it's like 90% of other places. It is the entire package. And as a guy who cut cable a long time ago and has had basically no access to the WWE network, thank you. So I'm happy about that. But, there's a lot of people over the last, months when they're debating about this deal, talking about rumors, saying that, WWE is never going to leave cable TV or network TV, whatever. And here we are, 2024. I think it's safe to say streaming has dominated for a while on most platforms. A lot of companies revolve their whole business model around streaming, right or wrong. Johnny, Jer, I've known you guys a while. You guys are huge wrestling guys. Dive into this, because I guess for you who have followed it so closely, and Randy, feel free to follow up. To me, this is like this changes everything, not just for wrestling, but and it's not like wrestling's doing like the first dabbling. I think NFL has games that broadcast strictly
on Amazon Prime. Yep.
Prime. Did the NHL just sign a deal? I don't know, but NASCAR.
I know they have games on Amazon Prime as well.
Did they? Yeah, NASCAR I think just signed a deal with Amazon as well.
MLB, Amazon Prime got 5 teams from the Bally Sports deal. So
I think it's fair to say, though, this is a product that does not take breaks, and this is just a whole other scale altogether. Guys, take it away.
It's the next frontier. Wrestling has always been, as far as live content goes, on the cutting edge. It was one of the first things in the history of television. It was one of the first things embraced by cable. Was professional wrestling. I mean, it was on network cable for the 50s and 60s, and then it phased out and came back again in the 80s. And pro wrestling was on the cutting edge of pay-per-view. I mean, I'd argue that without Vince McMahon, pay-per-view as we know it doesn't exist, because the WWE at WWF then basically created that industry, off the back of their pay-per-view events. Otherwise, it would just be a glorified movie channel that would have died out with the advent of, movie networks and HBO, and now streaming. Streaming is the next platform. For a long time, it's been sort of this place where you can put your catalog. But now, more and more, it's becoming about live content. As more and more people have cut their cable cords, it's becoming an arms race for live content. And this is the first of those big deals, because like you said, there's no off season here. This is a big deal. This is 52 weeks a year, every Monday night, or whatever night they end up settling on. If it's not Monday, Raw will be on Netflix streaming every week. No off season, no breaks, minus your clip shows in December, but that's the nature of the beast. It's a huge deal. Add in the international aspect to this, which brings them, what is basically the entire pay-per-view business outside of the US, in countries where they don't already have those deals. I mean, I know obviously Disney Plus in China still keeps their stuff. Wherever they have existing deals, they stay in place. But, Netflix is gobbling all of this stuff up. The question sort of becomes then, what does this do for access to the catalog? Is the catalog going with it? Because that hasn't been mentioned yet. What happens with the catalog? We know they're getting the live events. We know they're getting Raw. Internationally, they're getting all the pay-per-views. I don't know about SmackDown and NXT. I can't remember if they were in there as well on it. But, so like they're getting all of this stuff live. The question is, what happens to the catalog internationally? Because obviously in the US, it's all on Peacock, and it's safe to say it'll stay there. But internationally, what is the catalog? That hasn't been said yet, or at least it hasn't been said anywhere I've seen. It may go along with it, and we just haven't sort of,
There's a lot of people assuming that's what's going to happen, but I sit here and wonder if maybe there'll be an additional transaction for all the back catalog stuff. And if
they may just reopen the network itself internationally. Like, they still have the assets. It still exists. It's still there. Like, Canadians still log on to WWE Network. So, like, the asset still exists if Netflix doesn't want the whole catalog, which, quite frankly, I don't know. Because it's so vast, it would take up a large chunk of server space. So, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be an interesting thing to see. The real question that people aren't asking is, what's going to happen in October and November? Because the deal with USA expires in September. So
reruns.
Where?
My guess is some sort of extension, more than likely with USA. And if not, you would assume there's going to be a bunch of people just saying, hey, come here for 3 months. Even if it's just 3 months, come here for 3 months. Chance for them to transact more money, to be honest.
I mean, the WWE Network would still technically exist for those 3 months in its old iteration, right? Because it doesn't flip over till January. So and they've run NXT on the network before they got the
Most of
the
its
USA
existence.
Sportsnet deal or whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, is it awkward to make people pay for the network for 3 months of Raw? I mean, it's a little different considering Raw has been on cable TV for the last 30 years. But I mean, they're already moving to a pay model anyways. So what's paying an extra $10 a month to watch, 3 months of Raw? I don't think that would be that big of an issue. If I mean, obviously there's options there. I mean, ICW used YouTube to run shows in between getting their stuff off the WWE network and moving their stuff over to Fight TV. So there's, although, I mean, Raw on YouTube is weird, but I don't think they'd go that route. Even though, I mean, if you want the most eyes on it, that's kind of the idea behind the whole Netflix thing, because people were reporting that in the UK, their current TV deal is only in a select amount of homes. And since they're going over the top with Netflix, that number increases dramatically of people who now have access to Raw that would not have it through a traditional cable model. So I understand why they're doing it. And WWE is smart because, like Johnny said, they really pioneered a lot of these technological advancements over the years with, cable, and then the first edition of the WWE network.
Advent live streaming.
Yeah. And so I think what they're doing is smart because they started the network 10 years ago for a very cheap price, which undercut everybody in the business. Because now, if you offer a streaming service for anything more than $15,
whatever the going rate of the network is,
you're shooting yourself in the foot. So WWE does this for 10 years and, does a little price increase here and there, but nothing extravagant. And then they build up this property that now they're able to sell to a different streaming service. Same idea with Peacock. They are hands off now with the streaming, and they just sell the rights to it for a significantly higher cost or higher price than what they would get from their own in-house service. Netflix just raised their prices yesterday. WWE is getting $5 billion? They were not getting $5 billion from the original WWE network. I mean, subscriptions were not even that great. So the fact they're able to flip this in a streaming model shows the value of live content. I mean, WWE's past video library has not exactly been a great selling point to the wider audience. I mean, us hardcores, we want that stuff, but it's never been a wider audience thing. So the fact that they're able to sell live TV and all their other TV apparently for Netflix and getting a significant increase in revenue off of this, and they're doing nothing different. They have changed nothing. So it's brilliant strategy for, I guess Nick Khan's the one behind it. And it's just, it's a gravy train now. And they've changed essentially nothing. They just went to the highest bidder, and now it's over the top. Everyone gets access to everything. Throw the babies in the air.
It's the dichotomy of the timing of this deal. Like, this is such a weirdly structured contract that it's anywhere from 5 years to 20 years. And it's going to be interesting.
20 years is such a fucking long. I couldn't believe it when I heard that. It's like, do you know how much the market can change in a decade? So is there stipulations that if they renew for another 10, that you would increase with whatever the market has inflated to it at that time? Or would it be the exact same carbon copy deal they have right now? Because in my opinion, WWE could lose on that deal if Netflix decides to not lose, but not gain as much as they could if Netflix is able to renew at the same price as the first 10 years.
I mean, I don't think at $500 million in 20 years, they're still caring. That's still that's still such a gross. It's twice what they made for Raw in the last deal. It's the question that I'm interested in is, to this point, Netflix's endeavors at live streaming have not been good. They have not been able to successfully pull off anything. And, it's easy for us to say, well, they basically just absorbed the WWE Network team and they've already been doing this for 10 years, so it'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about there. And I think that's sort of like their safety valve, is Netflix sort of gets to absorb this lock, stock, and barrel as something. You guys have mastered this art over 10 years. Teach us the ways. Show us how to do this. You guys have been doing this for 10 years, and 10 years, it's the difference between, the equivalent in my mind is, this is what would have happened if Blockbuster had bought Netflix 20 years ago when they had the chance. Like, you embrace the people who do the things better than you that you're trying to do, and if you can't beat them, buy them. And they've done that.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. I mean, I will say there's some really interesting benefits in general, like for anybody outside the US or North America in general, is like, I've noted one of the YouTube pages I follow is What Culture Wrestling.
Ugh.
And they talk about how they have to stay up at ungodly hours to watch pay-per-views. Now with this
You mean
deal,
you're not excited to be up at 4 a.m. to watch Elimination Chamber?
but when you think about it, now with this deal, once everything goes through and they start doing this, everybody in other countries, they can actually just have a normal schedule. They just got to stay off of social media. So I mean, I view that as kind of a benefit for anybody who's going to be watching outside North America for the most part. It's going to be different. I'm not going to lie, but it'd also be kind of cool just in general. That means I don't have to have my nose in front of the TV at 8 o'clock on a Monday or whatever day they choose. So that's something interesting to think about. I can actually work if I have a busy schedule. I can work around it. So rather than having to go, so it's just basically just like on demand. But if it works, I mean, I can see that being, it's definitely a step towards the future of what really is going to happen with wrestling as a whole. Because I can see other companies thinking about taking that exact same step, especially if it's successful.
Thing that I find, actually, Johnny nailed it. The Netflix has no track record really of any successful ongoing live streaming broadcast. So now they have a calendar year to get that together. 1 year, and make no mistake, that's a big thing they're going to be focusing on over this next year. It's one of the biggest things, at least Andrew Zarian's talked about this over the last year. One of the biggest things that's prevented any AEW deal to Max is something to do with, I forget what it is, but there's a technical thing there with AEW and Max can't do something. Is it live broadcast Max can't do?
I think Max has live broadcast.
That's what I thought with House of the Dragon, right? So I don't know how that relates to.
Well, I think the difference there is that's just them showing the cable feed, basically. Like, I think that's the difference. Is it's just airing the actual cable network over
themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen them do anything like live TV wise. So rather than just.
Didn't they have NBA playoffs on HBO Max last year?
I don't know.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, now again, that could have just been the same instance where it was just the TNT,
right,
going out over the net.
So
I don't know.
And that could be all they are capable of at the moment. It's not to say they're not working towards having something strictly from the app itself, but anything that WBD owns is going to be, they can just be like, we're going to live stream it directly from the station versus, hey, we've got this totally on the app. No one's showing it right now. So and the thing is, even in the past, usually HBO is pretty good with like concerts and things like that. So maybe that'll be their first step. Maybe that's something they'll try to do just to see if they can do something directly from the app rather than say directly something from a TV station itself.
The thing that I find really interesting that they'll now have the ability to do is, if they're on USA or if they're on, back in the day, Spike or TNN or whatever, you have a show that's coming up after your own, and you have a show that's coming on before your own. Gone. No more. So if Raw needs to be 2 hours and 15 minutes one Monday, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes one Monday. If Raw needs to be 3 hours on a special occasion or normally, if Raw needs to be 4 hours for episode, 27,000 or whatever, they have the ability to do that. There's no having to work. Now, obviously, they're going to want some level of consistency. They've, from what I understand, they've streamlined their PLP. Help me out here, guy. PLEs. Is that what they call them now?
Yes, premium live events.
Anyway, they try to keep those to around 3 hours. It seems like, not saying it'd be a regular thing, because I don't think it would be, but the ability to just be able to do that, obviously Netflix is going to need to know ahead of time. But it's not the same as like having to go to the USA Network and negotiate something like that. I'm sure Netflix would be thrilled if they run longer than intended because it's more watch time hours on their app.
It's all going to come down to how they end up doing advertising through this deal. That's going to be interesting. Like, Netflix is cutting out their ad tier, which is an interesting thing coming off this that I kind of figured they wouldn't do. So it's going to be interesting how they monetize advertisements through this, because I don't think there's any way where we're going to get a 3-hour Raw with 0 commercials. Whether that comes down to them. And I mean, let's be honest. I've been watching PLEs for the last 5 years. They have commercials in them now. Like, let's not kid ourselves. So if it's something like that, it comes down to, does Netflix get a cut of that? Is there, what's the breakdown? What's the, splitting of revenue? How are they going to do ads for this? Because there's going to be some degree of advertisements for this. There has to be. There's no way to make it, $500 million a year for anywhere between 5 and 20 years is not going to come wholly and solely from the membership base.
Yeah, but you don't know that they're not going to come back with here's our new Netflix tier that includes the WWE package that you have to pay $7 more for a month. Not saying that's a guarantee, but I would certainly not rule it out, considering what Sportsnet did with it, or Rogers, pardon.
Oh, that won't surprise me at all.
Though. That was the only way for Canadians to access the network. We were paying the network cost, only we were paying it to Rogers, who then paid whatever their distribution was. Plus the Canadian markup.
If you don't have cable and you just have Sportsnet now, right now, there are 2 different packages. I can sit there and watch Raw, SmackDown, NXT. That's at one tier. But if I want the PLEs included in the WWE Network channel, I believe it is, that's like
right. That's the difference. I'm saying that's the difference. Like, it works out to, it's basically the 2 tiers. One is you're paying for the Sportsnet 360 feed. The other one is the WWE Network, which is the additional cost.
What is the, I'm going to go ahead and out myself here on air. What is the cost of Netflix right now today? Canadian anyways, because that's not one that I pay for. We have it, but I pay for basically all the other streaming services and share that.
I think it depends on the tier you're at.
$23.99, I think, is
I think
the
highest premium tiers. I think 24 is what I'm paying, but that's like four logins,
like 4K,
4 simultaneous logins, full 4K, and the multiple devices, which in a house with multiple people using their computers, you need that access.
You have 8 people and your dogs, so
exactly. So I think it's 24.
And they just got rid of their cheapest ad-free plan, which I think was $13.99 or something like that. Yeah, they just got rid of that. So now, if you want ad-free, you have to go up. I mean, my mom has the ad-supported one for like $7 a month, but she doesn't care about commercials. So,
well, it makes sense, right? It's all about I've reached that age where commercials don't bug me anymore. Now it's like, okay, I can get up, get a drink, go take a leak. I'm happy to have this commercial break here.
Well, that and nowadays watching content in 2024, you have the world in the palm of your hand during a commercial, where when we're watching that in the mid-90s, guess what, people? you're sitting through 5 minutes of, oh my God, not this fucking French fry commercial again.
Hey, that kid used ketchup on every single French fry.
I mean, I pay for YouTube Premium just because I got sick of the commercial showing up every 30 seconds. So
you used to pay YouTube money.
Speaking of which, this seems like a good time to throw in an ad. Continue.
But no, I have a feeling that what's going to happen here is Netflix is going to do something very similar to what like Hulu does, having just the tier, and of course the WWE tier is probably going to have. I guarantee you, once that finally goes live, it'll probably be 2 tiers. One that's going to have ads, whether like Peacock and Hulu do, and a premium WWE package where you don't have to worry about that stuff, because I know both Peacock and Hulu do that as well, where you can just pay extra to get rid of all the ads. But I mean, I have the Peacock where I get stuck with the ads and I don't care. But it's just one of those things, I guess, where that's just how streaming is right now. And we enjoy. I mean, I enjoy not having to worry about commercials, but same with Johnny. They don't bother me that much. It's one of those things.
I also find streaming like advertising. I don't know if it's the same on all of them, but the only one that I have that has that's on the ad supported tier is Discovery Plus, and the ads aren't cumbersome. They're not. It's not as annoying as TV commercials are.
But see, the problem is what happens here is that it's the same shit over and over and over. I will be sitting there streaming, watching something because it's got commercials, and I see the same fucking commercial like 10 times in a row, and I'm just going, dude, seriously, okay, I get it. Farmer Wants a Wife, whatever the hell that show is that Fox is doing right now, or I mean, it's like, I don't care. It's like, thanks for the warning. I'm sure I'm not going to watch it now because you tried to drill it in my face every single commercial break.
I think the big difference for me is, unlike cable television, you don't have the volume increase, and that is huge for me.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch cable TV, like when you get a commercial break, the voices will go from talking like this while you're watching television to all of a sudden yelling at you like this while we talk about this advertisement, and then back down to this when the television show comes back on. So like, you've probably compensated by turning up the volume for the show, and then the commercials come out and blow your eardrums off. Digital ads haven't done that. Knock on wood. To this point.
Don't jinx us.
Don't give them any ideas.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who have not seen Dynamite, there was a tag team championship challenge made and accepted. And that match is now scheduled for Wednesday, February 7th on Dynamite.
The Nasty Boys are back.
I wish.
Oh.
Go watch 2010 TNA. You'll see the Nasty Boys. That's all you need to know.
Man.
What, you didn't like watching Team 3D and the Nasty Boys in awkward street fights?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I do wonder if WWE and Netflix will take a page out of Tony Khan's book in terms of advertising, being that it's on Netflix, and Netflix, sometimes, most of the times they're doing their friggin' own work now, and they're putting out their own material rather than licensing stuff, which is why I found a deal of this magnitude for them quite surprising. But I guess they had to get into the game somewhere, since all the other places are slowly getting into the game. They just dove in head first. But like AEW will have like, it's the House of the Dragon episode, and they're promoting their own thing, but they're also getting some money from WB.
They've started that. They've started doing that over the last. Yeah, you've seen like the. I think the first real example was during the pandemic era, where we had that ungodly zombie street fight at. Was it Backlash that year?
Oh, that was
where the Miz got supposedly eaten by zombies.
Apparently, they're doing a more sports-centric.
I saw that too.
Wasn't it
I
last
don't know
year
exactly
at
what
WrestleMania?
that
We had
means.
the Slim Jim Battle Royal.
Well, it's like the Mountain Dew
Maybe?
pitch black that they had, and there was a little. Wasn't there was a Pizza Hut one too as well that they had like Pizza Hut
Pizza Hut did a pay-per-view, where they'd have like New Day delivered pizza to Michael Cole in one of the things, and then you have like the Snickers commercials, ad breaks, and they're doing more of that stuff. And
man, I'm glad you guys watch that shit, so I don't have to.
This is all pay-per-view stuff, pal.
Yep, pretty much.
I can see
but
them doing that on like the weekly show. Or are you saying they've done that on some of the weekly shows already?
Well, they still have like the ad stuff in the weekly shows, not as much since Vince has sort of gone hands off in the last few years. You do see more of it. Like you'll see the especially since they've gone to like the LED boards for the barricades and such. You know, you'll see the advertisements pop up there during matches, and you know, thankfully we haven't gone full Lucha Libre yet. So there's no ads on the canvas yet. I hate that, by the way.
I like the ads in the corners that AEW does sometimes.
Yeah, it's out of the way. I mean, New Japan had a underwear logo in the middle of their ring for 25 years, but
it's not new for you know.
Yeah.
It's something that stopped in the mid 90s, which was WCW used to do it like in the early 90s, in the late 80s. I mean, I remember, was it I think it was the Nashville match in the Flair Steamboat trilogy had like the
Wrestle War?
turnbuckle. It might have been Wrestle War. They had like I want to say,
Is that the shoes?
the shoes.
Yeah. They were sponsored by a shoe company.
No, they had like the turnbuckle pads were sponsored by, I want to say, Bud.
Okay.
I want to say one of the Flair Steamboat matches, I think they had like a Bud sponsorship where they had the corner turnbuckle posts that were sponsored by Budweiser. It might have been one of the other beer companies, but there was a beer company sponsorship on the corner posts, like on the turnbuckle. Like they had the boxing style turnbuckle pads for one of the pay-per-views. I want to say it was like 89.
That's wait. Wrestle War 89. Wait, was that it? No, that's not. Okay, I'm looking at a picture of Arn Anderson fighting the Steiners, and they have Ruse, which is the shoe company, on the ring posts. But I can't find. That's just an Etsy ad, but the picture clarifies it. So they did have ads on the ring posts, which, I mean, why wouldn't you, right? You know, it's a very easy, out of the way spot where you feel where you don't feel you're being bombarded by it, which I think is a very important issue that you want to avoid while watching wrestling. I mean, CMLL in the 80s used to, before all these LED boards and stuff and all this fancy stuff nowadays, they would have ads on the side of the ring, but there would be a little turnstile on the side where you would turn the ads that would change on the side of the ring. Think ahead.
When you do it right, it's not cumbersome. I mean, look at all of like Halloween Havoc was sponsored by Slim Jim every year from 95 through the end of the company. Did anybody care? No, it was Slim Jim presents Halloween Havoc. They'd have the big Slim Jim sign on the Halloween Havoc guy, and the turnbuckles would be like
his name was Randy Savage.
And you know, like, it's not, if you do it effectively and make it part of the presentation in a way that it doesn't detract from what's going on, it's great. It's some of the matches where it's like, oh, this is stupid. Like Randy pointed out, the Mountain Dew Code Black match was ridiculous and stupid.
I mean, at least it wasn't like 90s WCW when they were incorporating movies into some of their shit, like bringing in.
I'm sorry. Hello, hold on a minute. Now I'm going to stop you right there, Randy, because I'm going to point to two pay-per-views right now in the history of the WWE did exactly that. SummerSlam '89 and Survivor Series '89 both had fucking Zeus in the main event. You know who Zeus is? Tiny Tom Lister, a fucking actor playing a character.
They're all actors, but yes, I understand what you're talking about there.
You know, sorry, go ahead, man. No, go ahead.
At least with, but yeah, that's one thing is that they're trying to promote a movie that they were all in versus, hey, we're bringing in RoboCop for something or Chucky for something. It's just one of those where you just kind of shake your head and you go, okay, I see what you're doing here, and I get it. I get the reason for it. They're popular at the time, and it really kind of helps boost sales and gets people talking. And I get that's what they were trying to do back then. So, but it's still it. Now I can't see them doing that. I really can't see them trying to do something like that unless you're, Tony Khan running around in a Leatherface mask promoting Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game.
Hey, RoboCop shoots dicks off. All right,
you're not wrong.
He also beats up horsemen.
Probably in the same week too.
The other thing the Netflix deal does, at least from a U.S. perspective, is, you can't really, easily access the USA Network from wherever the hell you want on any device you want, wherever you are in the world. Not saying that there's not abilities to sign into it, but it can be a pain in the ass. Netflix, it's literally an app. You pull it up. Doesn't matter if you're riding the bus or if you're hiding in the bathroom at work because you don't want to do your job, or if you're getting it on with the wife. You can pull out your phone and watch Monday Night Raw without missing a single second. Doesn't have to be on your TV. It can be on your phone, your smartwatch, your Tamagotchi, you name it.
Good,
Jared,
I can leave a Raw in the toilet while watching Raw.
Jared, I'm concerned he has a camera in your bedroom.
Does he have Tamagotchis?
No, pulling out his phone to watch wrestling while having sex.
What about a Tanahashi?
You're right. It wouldn't be Raw with Jared. It'd be some random Lucha Libre match from '89 featuring Ella Brie or Quijito or something ridiculous.
Gerardo Morgan, goddammit.
Let's shift gears here a bit and bring up AEW briefly. What this does is, in my opinion anyways, there is no reason why AEW doesn't get a deal done with WBD, even if WBD pays an egregious amount of money to retain the NBA rights, which they will probably have to do in order to retain those rights. AEW should be gold. Andrew Zarian put out there, I think it was yesterday, that he thinks AEW and WBD makes all the sense in the world, but he's not convinced it's going to stay on TNT or anything. He thinks they might get the WWE treatment, and it might be Max if Max is ready to launch a full live service by then. And that's the difference, is Max doesn't have a full live service. Randy was right.
I think it depends on international markets too, because do they go the route of WWE where, they go to Peacock in the States and then they're still on TSN up here, or, it's tricky with that, because if they want to go over the top with everything, absolutely. But do we even have HBO Max available up here?
No, but you know what? I'm going to predict right now AEW is going to end. I don't know how long the TSN deal is, though. So the TSN deal might be.
Oh, I was going to make that same statement.
Oh, yeah. Rogers is in trouble, ladies and gentlemen, because they're basically guaranteed to lose the hockey rights. They just lost the WWE rights. They need something desperately. They don't have football. They don't have NASCAR. Like, Sportsnet's in trouble up here in Canada. They need those AEW rights whenever they come up.
That's kind of amazing, because Sportsnet getting the hockey rights years ago was like this big coup, and everyone was like, "Oh, TSN's dead in the water."
Yeah,
not so much. But no, people don't really care about 4 hockey games a night every single night.
TSN
only watch so much hockey.
They picked the right wagon. They hitched themselves to the NFL, and it worked.
Yep.
And that was the smart decision.
UFC too.
Yeah.
What a shitty game.
But they hitched themselves to the right North American sport, because let's be honest, if there's one thing the NHL has done over the last 30 years, it's alienate the Canadian market, which is the stupidest thing they've ever done. But
the players do that too. I mean,
it's completely unreasonable that they haven't rigged 3 or 4 cups for the Leafs by now. Fucking bullshit.
I mean, even if you eliminate that, I mean, isn't the All-Star game in Toronto this year, isn't this the first one since the Air Canada Center opened in 2001?
Yes,
in Canada, like
Sunday and Joseph were on opposite teams. It was a big thing.
Let's be real. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, I mean, okay, sure, you're not going to host one in Ottawa, and Winnipeg's not going to get one. But why the fuck hasn't Montreal got one? Why hasn't Vancouver got one? Like, this is fucking ridiculous. And Gary Bettman is a piece of shit who refuses to embrace the market that keeps the National Hockey League alive, which is the one that is north of the 49th parallel, not the one south of the 49th parallel.
Well, plus, I mean, TSN also secured those very, very important CFL rights.
Yeah, they're literally keeping that league alive now.
I think TSN is keeping CFL alive.
That's literally... Turn your hearing aid up, Jared. That's literally what I just said.
Yeah, but imagine if they go to Sportsnet.
Well, then Rogers is keeping the CFL alive.
I mean, they got to do something. Sportsnet. I mean, they might be. It's weird because they need content, but they might be at a point where they need to sell some Blue Jays games over to TSN or something. They're losing a lot.
They don't need content. I'm totally content with watching the top 50 goals of 1986.
Have you
8
turned on
times a day.
TSN? That's pretty much the same thing airing there. I think Rogers works better for AEW because of the simple fact that they're not up against the cap quite as much as TSN is for Canadian content. Rogers could air all 3 shows live on television. TSN can't.
Is that why they don't do it?
I have to assume that's the only reason. There's 5 TSN channels, and like 3 of
that
them air
doesn't make
literally
sense.
nothing during those time slots. So
They air nothing on 3 of the 5 channels during those.
I have
hours.
to assume that's why, which is why you get the episodes from Canada airing live, because that falls under the Canadian produced content threshold. Yeah,
That would also
Is
make
that
sense.
still 30%? Jesus Christ.
I think it might even be higher than that at this point.
TSN has the sorry, Randy, the American here is being left out of this discussion. The TSN rights for NASCAR actually sort of play into that a little bit, because like if you want to watch the main series, that'll be on your TV or whatever and easily accessible. But like the lower series and even qualifying for the main series, a lot of that stuff you got to like to log on to the internet and go to TSN Plus now, where in the old days, like all that shit was always on TV because they get decent numbers up here, even in Canada. But if they're not airing that either, they must be at their threshold.
I have to, like, nobody's ever stated that as that's the reason why. Like, they sort of hold out like, oh, well, we're using this to build the TSN Plus, which I suppose that's a possibility, but it's not a very good one when I guarantee the random episodes that do air on television outdraw the numbers for probably the entire subscriber base for TSN Plus.
I think AEW will be in a position to possibly land the, at least from a TV perspective, not including obviously the Netflix Canada portion of the WWE deal. It'll probably be the biggest, wrestling deal signed up in Canada, because AEW will have all the leverage.
I don't know about biggest, because the Rogers deal did have the network attached to it, so it was a much higher number because they had the PLEs. But if they're going the route of the over the top, then I could see it happening as well. If sort of like the same way as you could through, and again, this is another thing where AEW does have the system in place. They just sort of have to enlarge what is basically the Honor Club network. They have that small scale in place for housing a library that you can access. They just have to do the same thing the WWE network has done, which is allow you to log in through your cable provider, which is a very easy thing to do. Most streaming networks at this point have that in some form or fashion. So they just have to add that ability and do the same thing the WWE network has done. So that's a distinct possibility if they go full streaming plus, airing on cable, then it would probably be the biggest.
All right, let's move on to the Royal Rumble. We're gonna. Thank you. I don't know why that spun on its own. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna. I got an Amazon gift card here. It is a Canadian one, so if Randy does win, we will send an American one his way. But the people that are in attendance are gonna get 3 spins of the wheel. And the 3 numbers that it lands on, it's $25, by the way, Canadian, so that's worth about 10 cents American. And so the 4 of us will get 3 superstars, if you will, each. And this is for the men's rumble. I'm not going to do both. And the people that aren't in attendance, Matt and Kieran. No worries, Randy. Matt and Kieran.
Suck a lemon.
They get 2. One less for them.
I think lemon sucking is far more fair.
You get 1 pass. So we'll spin the wheel, and if you don't like the number, you can pass 1 time. And that's it. So if
Wait
you
a
get
minute.
1...
I've played this before. Oh, this is that Wheel of Money.
Yeah. I was so hoping you would go there and not Wheel of Fortune. Oh, man. All right, let's get to it. We'll spin for the guys that aren't here. We'll do Matt first, and they don't get to.
Wait, can we pass on theirs?
Hell,
If we're doing passes, we should probably draw ours first.
yeah.
I think so, because if one of them pulls that, let's say the 27, the magic number, it's pretty shitty that,
Yeah. Okay, you're right. So we'll let you go first. All right, Johnny's up. Here we go. $11. Taking it or staying, and you'll get one pass total for your three.
I got 3 numbers. It's close enough to the middle. I'll hold it. Save my pass for something truly egregious.
All right, Johnny gets 11. Go back to Johnny again. Here we go.
Oh, wait. Go back to me.
No, you don't want to go back to you?
No, the odds are forever not in my favor to go 3 numbers in a row.
We won't go back to you.
Well, I think maybe we should stick with me.
Oh,
Actually, I don't think anybody's ever won from 29, so I don't want that number. That's a Final Four guy, not a winner guy.
All right, we'll go to Randy. Randy, you're next. Nope,
right.
I didn't mean to add an entry. You got a blank entry here. I don't know how to get rid of it. My screen's like only half full. Here we go. For 10 cents at Amazon. Number 19, Randy. Are you keeping it?
Yeah, I'll keep it.
All right. There's next. Isn't there a few numbers that have never been won from? Isn't there like 4 or 5 of them that have never been won from? Or is there more than that? No, 19 is taken. I guess I should have taken 19 off there.
There are numbers that have never produced winners.
Do you have them or no? No.
Specifically what they are offhand.
19 is gone. 11's gone. Let's try that again. I feel like I'm watching Halloween Havoc early 90s.
4, 6.
Oh
7,
my God, are you fucking kidding me? I need to go buy a lottery ticket.
As you're doing that, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11, 12, 15, 17, 20, 21 have never produced winners.
So the last 8 numbers have won?
22 through 30 have all produced winners, and then 38 and 41 if you count the crappy ones that had more than 30 people.
22, Jerry's keeping it.
Yeah, I'll take 22.
22 has produced 2 winners, 2002 and 2012.
2002.
I'm feeling 22.
2002 Triple H?
Triple H and 2012. Would have been
Sean, I don't know about you, but I feel that number.
22.
Thank you, Taylor Swift.
I just wanted one person to get it. I'm happy.
I got it.
All right, here we go. I guess this is me. Which means I'm probably about to
2012 was Sheamus.
Oh, I forgot to take 22. Oh, well, I'm doing terrible on this, guys, and we got to get Randy out of here. Where's the 22? I wish you could just click on it and delete.
Well, doesn't it say remove on the thing once the winner is picked?
I don't see that. Point it out better than that if you can.
Once go ahead and just spin it, and it shows up like right on there saying remove.
How long have you been watching me do this for? You knew that.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
well,
no.
I think it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
See,
not
it
a
says
bad
close,
number
hide,
still.
or remove on the panel there.
I'm keeping it.
The number 2 has produced 2 winners, 1999 and 2006.
All right, remove. You're right, Randy.
That would be Vince McMahon and
I forgot he won one.
So then, technically speaking, do we leave Kieran and Matt's picks till we're done all of our picks?
I think that's fair because they shouldn't get
Okay.
any leeway.
Yeah.
2006 was Rey Mysterio.
Who?
Rey Mysterio.
You see that picture there?
23, Johnny.
Is that BK Wall Street?
That is Nick Khan on Wheel of Fortune.
I heard that story today. It's crazy.
Yeah, what the hell? And now we're doing Wheel of Money. Go figure.
Johnny?
That is 23?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take 23.
Uh,
It's produced 2 winners, 1994 and 2017. I don't know if that was Brett or Lex in 94. That was one of them.
Yeah.
In 2017 was Randy Orton. Hey, he won me the first pick in fantasy that year.
this is Randy, right?
Oh.
29 if you want it, Randy.
Yeah, I'll keep it just because you never know who. I mean, for all we know, it's Brock Lesnar. He just is like, oh, look, here I am in the Final Four already. So
29 has produced 2 winners, 2003 and 2010.
Oh, my luck, 29 will be a Santino Marella, and they'll just kick him out in 1 second.
Nah, he works for TNA. He's not normal.
15 for Jared if he wants it, but he still has a pass left.
I'll pass.
15 has never produced a winner.
Yeah.
Three instead.
I'll take a 3.
The number 3 has produced the winner once in the
Yay!
greatest Royal Rumble match to ever have existed, 1992. It's not fair to Jer.
With a tear in my eye. Put out that cigarette.
I am taking it.
26 has never produced a winner.
Shit. Need some wheel music. We need some Wheel of Money music.
Yeah. No, we're not allowed to. The lawyers will hand you the note.
Get my head chopped off. Lucky number 13, Johnny. Do you want it?
No.
Wait,
It has produced the winner once, and it was 1988 with Hacksaw Jim Duggan in a 20-person Rumble. I do not like those odds. Plus, this is my last number, and I haven't used my phone.
Alrighty.
Come on.
Here we go. So what do you have right now? Johnny is at 11.
Boy, you're hosting. You should be keeping track of this.
I have it. I have a notepad open. 11 and 23. And guess what? You're going right back.
I passed on that number.
I shuffled twice. Too. Oh, man. So 11, 23, and 13.
Johnny's going to be singing the Russian national anthem in the showers.
That puts us at Randy next. And I believe you used your pass. Have you or have you not?
I haven't, not yet.
Haven't? Okay. Flair. 4!
Yeah, I'm using my pass on this one.
That is wise. Number 4 has never produced a winner.
How about 5?
Well, I don't have much of a choice now. So
Number 5 has produced the winner once in 1997.
That puts Jer on the clock. Oh,
Oh, the magic number.
18.
Hell
There's
yeah.
18.
The number
22.
18. The number 18 has only produced the winner once in
Who's that?
1996.
Oh, Shawn Michaels.
Indeed.
All right. I guess I'm the last one. Then we go to Matt and Kieran, who only get 2. Have I used the pass?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Son of a
Oh, there you've got
Seriously? Seriously.
bullshit.
I'll take 2, 26, and 27.
Would you believe that this is no longer the luckiest number in the Royal Rumble?
Really?
What is?
It is. It is not. It has only produced 4 winners: 89, 93,
Only.
94, and 2001.
Yeah.
The luckiest number in the Royal Rumble is now the number 30, having produced 5 winners.
All right, we're going to cosplay this. Jared's going to play Kieran. Randy's going to play Matt. We're going to start with Matt. Randy, you get to pick Matt's veto if you want.
Wait, that means Randy take a nap.
I don't know that. Yeah.
I'll be nice this once, and I'll let him keep it.
All
I don't
right.
know if that's being nice because the number 21 has never produced a winner.
Son of a bitch.
Well, it's not like I gave him number 30.
All right, here comes Kieran.
Hey guys, Jaren's here.
How nice of you picking a number for your dad.
Gonna fuck a helicopter now.
20. You keeping it, Jared?
Yeah. Dummy.
Darren.
The number 20 has never produced a winner.
All right, back to Matt. Lands on 1. Randy doesn't pass.
So, for the fact that he said he was going to be here and is obviously not here, he's getting 6.
All right.
The number
21.
6 has produced no winners.
Wow, there's a lot of that going on right now. And that puts up Jiren.
It's weird that you call your dad that.
Yeah, I know.
Keep saying Jiren, all I think of is Dragon Ball. So,
Vetoing or staying?
Yeah, I'm dragging balls across his face. Fuck 9. I want another number.
All righty.
The
Follow
number
me on
9
TikTok.
has never
I
produced
just
a winner.
watched the latest House of the Dragon movie.
2 sisters, 1 bed.
Son of a bitch.
You get 8.
Fuck Rick and Morty.
Oh, wow. So there you have it. The predictions are in, or not the predictions, but the draws are in. Jer has 22, 3, and 18. Kieran has 20 and 8. I have 2, 26, and 27. Boy, I'm going to have a long period where I have nobody. Matt, 21 and 6. Johnny, 11, 23, and 13. Randy, 19, 29, and 5, which leads us on to our questions here. I'll try to get through them. So I was going to... Randy, should we just do all yours at once real quick, and then I can do Johnny and Jer afterwards?
sure, that works.
Because I know you got a show to get to here. Alrighty, let me get my phone out. All right, who is the men's number 1 entrant, Randy?
That is a very good question. I hate to say, I'm not gonna say hate to say it, but I honestly think since we know he's not gonna win, and it would be a hell of a chance for him to kind of showcase a little bit and get a crowd reaction out of him. I think it's gonna be Dom. I think Dom's gonna be number 1.
Wow.
just because of like I said, the crowd reaction, and if he can actually get an elimination or two in the process, or at least stay in it, like just kind of get that heat going for him even more.
Who's 30?
I am going to say that 30, even though it's not confirmed, is going to be The Rock.
Oh God. My God, I have to try not to throw something at the TV. All right. Most eliminations any one man or woman will have this Saturday.
Most eliminations. Trying to think of.
I think 13 is the record.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody's going to come close to the record, but I think in an attempt to give him a strong showing, especially if his contract is up and he's not re-signing, I think it's going to be Drew.
The question was how many, not who.
Well, I don't think he's going to get 13, but I still think he'll get at least 8. I think 8's going to be the most.
It helps to not be muted there, Chief.
I think my hand clicked the space bar. Who's number 30 for the women's?
30 for the women's. It would not surprise me if Becky was 30, since I know they're trying to push for the whole thing with her and Rhea at WrestleMania.
Number 6, who wins, Paul or Owens?
I think it's time for a title change. So Owens.
One surprise entrant for each Royal Rumble cannot be a full-time active wrestler.
For the women, it would not shock me if Trish made an entrance, since she's definitely, I don't know if she's been talking about coming back at all, but it would not surprise me if she was a surprise entrant. For the men, I'm going to say for Shiggles, Great Khali.
Trish Khali has the...
If that music hits on Saturday Night Ready, I just know there will be a middle finger pointed in the air with your name written on it, okay?
I'm sure I'll feel it too.
I just want the Indian commentary track for when he comes out.
You'll get that for Jinder, okay? Just relax. Don't go crazy enough for Jinder.
True.
Because they won't hinder him.
Oh, I see what I did wrong there. 1 second. All right, that brings us to what? We're at 7. Wait, who was your men's? Khali? Yeah, Khali.
Yeah.
Number 7, who is the number 1 women's entrant? Pardon me.
I am gonna just kind of see. I don't know. That's a difficult one. I will say Nia Jax.
Number 8. What number is CM Punk?
I think CM Punk will probably come in around 20.
Number 9. What number is Cody?
Cody will probably be later. Not much later, though, so I'll say 25.
What number is Gunther?
Given his performance last year, I think he'll be like 10, because I think he'll be in there for a while, until probably Lesnar hits, and then that'll be all she wrote.
What number is Drew?
Drew will probably come in around, since I'm talking about him having the most eliminations, I will put him at 15.
Number 12. Who are the final two women's entrants? Participants.
I will go with. Trying to think of who else would be in there. I'll say Piper Niven and Becky Lynch.
Uh, 13. Who are
I
the two
just
final?
noticed Johnny's face.
What was Johnny's face? I missed it.
He was like, "Huh?"
I'm
not
questioning.
He's not liking my answers. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we'll see who ends up winning. 13 is sorry. Who were the two final men for you, men? Who's it coming down to?
I think it's going to come down to Punk and Drew.
Number 14. Who wins the Fatal 4-Way match?
I mean, seriously.
I already have Roman put down, but I can delete it.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't see him lose. Roman's probably going to win that.
Final 4 in the women's. Technically, you already have Piper and Becky, so you need to add 2 more. Unless you want to get creative and not choose them as a way of covering yourself, but that's your call.
Final 4 for the women. Let's throw in. Let's throw in Bailey and go ahead and throw in Chelsea Green for fun.
And the final 4 for the men.
I think it's going to be. I'm going to say, obviously, Drew, Punk, and then I think what we'll get down to is I think it's going to be Cody, and I'll go out on a limb because I have a feeling he's going to show up, and I'll say Lesnar.
So Drew, Punk, Cody, Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that is actually. Do I not have who wins on this fucking thing?
Nope. You did not.
Fucking believable. Okay.
I'm picking Punk as the winner.
Who wins is going to be worth 5 points. So, you're picking Punk.
Yep.
All right. That gives us a scorecard of 30. All right, Randy. Thanks for coming out, man. Apologies for running late. And,
that's all good. I understand. I appreciate that you guys understand it.
Yeah, no, I know you got a long night ahead of you, so get to it, and we'll talk, man, and we'll see you when we see you Tuesday, more than likely. So the legacy of Star Wars is up. Lots to look forward to. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, glad you guys had me. I'll let you know if I'm good for Saturday night since that's the Rumble.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as I had permission to bring my oldest guy for that, I was like, yeah, no, I'm out. So
gotcha. All right, cool.
First time we'll be experiencing the Rumble together live, so I'm pretty excited.
Nice.
All right, take it easy, buddy.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.
All right, there you have it, Randy, who pulled the screw job on Matt, deservedly so. Apologies, guys. I thought that was going to go a little quicker since he'd already seen the questions. Let's just get right to it. You guys have had some extra time with the questions. I'm just going to try to do you both at once. Ooh.
Whoa!
Excuse me. I did not sign up for that.
I want dinner first.
Keg in Johnny's Pain.
Whoa, not a minute.
All right. Number 1. Who is going to be the number 1 men's entrant for you both?
Well, I'll go first then. Der Ring General.
It was 2 last year, right?
Might have been.
Can't remember. I just seen that Rumble too. I feel like he was in there early.
He was in there early. He might have been too last year.
I like Dom.
Oh, stealing Randy's pick.
I got Dom for the fastest elimination.
Yeah, I'm going with Punk at number 1.
You trying to end his year early?
Right? Why not? I mean, I'm going with Punk at 1.
That's a choice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not somebody who thinks he's going to win, by the way. I know everybody's going on about that. He's not my winner. So I think he'll be there towards the end, but he's not my winner. Who's number 30 in the men's?
Well, our choices couldn't be any more opposite because you picked him at 1. I'm picking him at 30.
That's why he chose Raw. Aldis guaranteed him like the 30th spot or something. Man, that would be such the coward way to choose a brand to go to.
I think I can see somebody like Damian Priest being 30.
Does anybody know who 30 was last year?
Was it Brock last year?
No, he was earlier. That I do remember.
No, last year was Cody winning.
Yeah, Cody was 30. That's right. So I'm going Dom at 30.
Yes, Cody was 30 last year.
All right, I'm going Dom. So Johnny and I got the reverse thing here.
Right, because that was his big return after the injury. Gotcha.
I picked Gunther. So you and Jer have
Oh, right. No, but he didn't pick Punk at 30. You did. Yeah,
I picked Punk at 30, yeah.
Most eliminations one man or woman will have.
I got Gunther.
Again, number, not person.
Johnny's going to have an aneurysm.
I mean, I also have Gunther, but I have a number.
Fine. Fucking Finn Balor. No.
Sean Spears.
I'm going to aim low this year. I'm going to go with like 6. I mean, 13 is pretty much untouchable. But yeah. I'm going to go low. I'm going to go with 6.
I think their ring general eliminates a third of the field. He's going to hit double digits and get 10.
I'm going to go 8. So I'm going to get 8. Which brings us to who is the number 30 entrant in the Women's Royal Rumble?
AJ Lee.
You asshole. That's my pick. I don't think she's returning full time, but I could see I could see a Rumble appearance.
I'm going to go with Wendy Richter.
I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure she's under AEW contract.
What? Oh, shit. Okay.
Or at least she is if Tony Storm has her way.
Like Asuka?
My backup choice was Naomi.
She in the Rumble?
No, but she's finished up with TNA, so.
Okay.
Paul or Owens? I'm going Paul.
Yeah, Logan doesn't lose the belt until WrestleMania.
I'm going to go with Paul Orndorff. I think he needs the belt because it'll get eyes on it.
Jer, I hate to tell you. Well, we would definitely get eyes on it, putting the belt on a corpse.
Dude, imagine if Logan Paul came out to Mr. Wonderful's theme song.
Are we talking WCW theme? Like peak,
yeah,
like Pretty Wonderful era Paul Roma theme song?
Fucking right. Wonderful.
I'd pop.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I think more people would. Let me rephrase this. I think the belt would mean more in a Logan Paul match at WrestleMania than it would in Kevin Owens versus fucking Ricochet or whatever the fuck.
Yep. You muted again.
Yes, he is.
Did you answer that one, Jer?
Yes. Logan Paul's going to win.
Yeah, he picked Logan Paul Orndorff.
Does he have any Mania opponents rumored?
Not yet.
Excuse me.
Mr. Beast.
One surprise entrant each Royal Rumble that's not a full-time wrestler right now. Mine are Cena and AJ.
AJ and Pat McAfee.
Lita and Tamatonga.
Okay. I guess. Yeah.
Who?
New Japan guy. His contract
Spell that for
went
me.
up.
He's another Samoan.
Yes.
He's Haku's kid, actually.
Someone spell it.
Tama Tonga. It's spelled how it sounds. It's not funny.
Tama Tunga.
Tonga. Tonga. Tong.
Ton. Oh, ton. Okay. I'm not telling
Like
you.
what you use for chicken strips. Tong.
Fingers, man. Fingers. I know to cook with. Who's number one for the women's?
Bianca.
Bailey.
Damn, son.
I'm going with Natty.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't know most of the women's roster. Still definitely trying to catch up with the rest. I don't know all the men's roster for
Well, you
Bloods.
see, there's Caden Carter, Lola Chance, Nikita
Tana
Vice,
Chance. Who's Lola Chance?
Ivy Street.
You're just making people up at this point.
No, she was on Raw. She just fought Rhea Ripley.
It's Ivy Nile.
Whatever. They're all fucking interchangeable nowadays.
All right. What number CM Punk? Even though I said he'd be the number one entrant, I'm going with number 2 because I think if there's a chance they might go Cody Punk early.
Well, I already said it. 30.
Third?
30.
Oh, I was going to say, that's not what you said. You said 30.
Yeah, you think Punk's working more than 10 minutes? Motherfucker can barely show up on Raw.
Who's your pick?
I got him. Let's go with 23.
All right. That puts us at Cody, Johnny.
Number 2.
Ooh,
I put Cody around 15.
I'm putting him at 1. So I can't get a perfect score. Gunther.
1.
You're going for that perfect card, huh? I'm going to go 27.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, 27.
30.
I was thinking 20, but then I'm like,
Well, he did the
Yeah,
long thing this year. It'd be cool to see him get in there and just fucking clean house.
yeah, like he doesn't need he has the record, so he doesn't need to be in there
and
as
again.
he was last year.
John says Jade Cargill, number 30. I forgot about her, to be honest. So,
So did everyone else.
That's not entirely true.
wait, what?
You'll see when we get to another question later.
Okay. Drew. What number is Drew?
Drew, I have a 27.
Nice.
I can see Drew coming in around 20.
I'm going to put him at 29. Which leads us to who are the final 2 women in the Rumble?
Bailey and Becky.
Jer, you have any?
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Yeah, Bailey and Becky.
I will go Bailey, and I will raise you a AJ Lee. Final 2 for the men.
We're going to party like it's 1995. Cody and Gunther.
Oh, again?
1 and 2.
They
Only this
do
time they're going
like
the
that
distance.
idea of.
This
of
time they're
having-
going the distance.
So you say Gunther and Cody.
Mhm.
How about you, Jer?
Yeah, I could see Gunther and Cody doing it again.
I'm going Cody Punk.
And they both go over at the same time.
No, I think I'm picking
And
Cody.
then they have to fight each other for the chance to wrestle Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank.
Wait, what?
Because they'd wrestle each other at WrestleMania for the chance to wrestle the world champion.
Oh, I see where you're going with that. Okay. I just say, wait, does Money in the Bank happen before Mania now? You confused me. That's up here, right?
Yeah, you could watch Punk wrestle for the championship.
Nah, he'll be
With
fine.
The Rock.
Um,
Get his revenge.
the Shield interferes again. What's John Moxley doing there? Anyway, the final, Roman. Is everybody Roman? I'm Roman.
Absolutely.
Okay. Final four for the women.
I got Bailey Becky.
Yep.
AJ Lee. And Jade Cargill.
So we got Bailey. I think that'd get people talking. How about you, Jer?
I got Bailey, Becky, Kairi Sane, and Trish.
I am going Bailey, AJ, Becky, Nia.
Ugh.
What was the too? I really don't know.
Nia.
What's wrong with her? I know I've only seen her recently, so don't like her.
I never have.
I see. Final four for the men's.
Well, obviously I got Cody and Gunther going the distance.
Yeah.
CM Punk and Braun Breaker.
Cody, Gunther, Punk, Braun. How about you, Jer?
Punk, Cody, Drew, Gunther. Have they even really pushed anyone out of those, like, other than those four?
Not really. No.
Yeah.
I think Braun gets in there on the future of the business.
Yeah, but Braun Strowman hasn't been on TV in months.
Braun Breaker. Braun
whatever.
Breaker.
Why did they
Braun
change his
Strowman.
name? What are you talking about?
Braun Strowman's a bum. Braun Strowman is likely to be fired in the next 6 months. I'm calling it. Guy can't wrestle. He does not fit in Triple H's WWE.
I'm sticking with what I had before when we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Cody, Punk, Drew, and Solo. I think they probably want to get some SmackDown talent in there late.
Wait, they booked Han Solo?
Wait, that's how you say the dude's name, right? Did I just fucking butcher that? I thought we went through
No,
this.
he did not. His name is Solo.
Okay. Well, I like him already. And yeah, I have Cody winning. How about the rest of you?
Finish the story.
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, I got Cody winning. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he doesn't, but it just feels like sometimes you just have to do the easy thing, and it feels like Cody is the easy win right now.
I mean, we also haven't had somebody go back to back since Austin.
Well, according to Michael Cole, only one person's done it, and that's Austin.
Yeah, except Michaels did it and Hogan did it.
Yeah.
Hogan did
Bullshit.
it.
No,
No, he didn't.
wait, Hogan didn't do back to back?
He did back to back. I don't know where I got
Yeah, he did 90, 91.
Yeah. I don't know where I picked up a third one.
It does. Yeah, in my head, I'm like, yeah, Hogan won 3, and then I started doing the math, and I'm like,
Wait,
a
no,
minute.
they gave Big John Studd the
Right?
first one for some fucking reason.
yeah, it just feels like I don't know.
Hogan should have
Mandela
won
shit.
3.
Yeah, fuck Duggan.
Well, no, Hogan wasn't in that one. That one was on cable, remember?
Oh yeah, right.
Hogan put in his appearance in the promo for setting up the main event.
Stud winning did fuck all.
Wasn't Brett the first entrant?
Brett and Tito.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might have been 2. Tito might have been 1, but he was one of the first 2.
Gotcha. I guess the only thing I want to ask you guys about is the Mania card again. We'll get the hell out of here. Obviously, Sports Illustrated comes out with their piece today. Not that they know all, but it is Sports Illustrated. We're discussing. I mean, I love the idea of Cody Punk, but I was kind of sold on the Punk, Seth, Roman, Cody, and then there's the Rock thing. You know, Johnny, you want the story finished, but I guess let me ask you, if the story's not finished via, you know, the Rock ducking in there or whatever, like, what do you guys prefer to do if we're not gonna get?
Oh, I still think the Rock duck's in there.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he's gonna
You
go.
think Roman's working both nights?
I think Roman's working both nights. Rock's gonna goad Roman. If you're the head of the table, you can do it back to back. Because the head of the table is the best in the business, the best in the world. To be the best, you have to go back to back. It's WrestleMania. You need to headline both nights.
So Roman,
I think that's how they do it. I think
and
they get him to headline both nights.
interesting.
Yeah, I could.
So
see
I
that.
think CM Punk is yet again getting fucked by The Rock out of a WrestleMania main event.
Imagine if they did Seth Punk above Roman Rock. That'd be great.
Never.
I know, but I mean, they might have to if Rock can only go fucking 6 minutes before he blows his quad. So you never know.
Well, can Punk go that long without pulling a pack?
Hey, as long as he doesn't attempt flipping over the ropes, he might be okay.
Yeah, it's the Punk injury shit is so overdone. The fucking guardrail was a fucking fluke. He was an idiot. Never should have done it. And then the only other one was the Moxley thing. So, really only one legitimate in-ring injury, and he wasn't even in the ring for that.
Oh, let's be honest. I think there's an 80 to 90% chance he does the guardrail jump at WrestleMania and hurts himself again doing it.
No, who knows?
Yeah, because he'd do it at the top of the ramp and drop 20 feet.
Well, I don't think he's that stupid.
I don't know.
Hope he gets a head start.
But yeah, I don't see Roman working both nights either. And my logic behind that is simply, what the hell if something I mean, you just said it. Like, The Rock could blow whatever, but what happens if Roman gets hurt? And then what happens night 2? Like, yeah, you do something on the fly, but I don't think they'll do the 2 nights. I love the idea because you have 2 nights. I love the idea of having some sort of like 4-man, not necessarily this year, but at some point, some sort of like 4-man tournament across 2 nights for, you know, a undisputed championship at some point. But I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, they did the tournament thing at WrestleMania once. Didn't work.
Hey, that was a great tournament, okay? That featured Bob Uecker trying to fuck Vanna White all night.
Okay, I enjoyed. Bob Uecker is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the greatest celebrity guest in WrestleMania history.
Oh, hands down, 100%.
Johnny, you want to tackle this one? I don't really know where he's going here.
What? Huh? Like, is this a rhetorical, like, put them in the ring together and see what happens? Because obviously The Undertaker.
Oh, sorry, I meant to highlight the other one. I didn't see this newest comment there. So that's what he meant. I'm gonna go with the Repo Man. Yeah, the Repo Man.
Huh? Now I'm confused. Which one were you trying to comment?
I like Damian Priest because he's not your Angle, he's your devil.
Anywho,
I was like, Damian Priest and T-Bar? I've seen that match many times.
Yeah.
yeah, Jared, how do you think it shapes out? You think Roman's going to fight twice? I can't see it happen personally.
I don't think it would happen, but I will say this is one of the more open-ended road to WrestleManias that we've had in a long time, which is a good thing because we really don't know where all the pieces are going to fall into place. There's a lot of scenarios that can happen, and Roman working twice is one of them because he's got two stories basically lined up in front of him that both fit and are both deserving of a WrestleMania main event. Do they pull the trigger on it? I don't know. I mean, I personally do not give a fuck about the Rock match because it's just strict novelty, and I don't think Rock is healthy enough to do a match the caliber of a WrestleMania main event. And that's nothing against the Rock. He had a great career.
Ring shape's not gym shape. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You know, like you can look great, but when that body has to move, it has to move.
And you got to take bumps.
Yeah.
So stunt doubles in the ring.
Exactly. So, but I like that there's so many moving parts right now. I mean, you've got Punk. I mean, Gunther's probably not challenging for it. That's probably, you know, a stopgap for the Rumble at least to put a bit of heat on him. And, you know, he's doing his own thing. You know, you got Cody with his story already there. You've got Seth kind of creeping around with the Punk thing. You know, Drew, who knows? Damian Priest still has the briefcase. There's all these things going on right now surrounding both titles. I don't know if Roman headlining both nights is a good thing. You know, because he's not going to headline. Essentially, he's probably not going to headline the Rumble, if you really think about it. He's not going to be at any of the other shows leading into WrestleMania. You know, he might be at what?
Fairly
like 3 TVs?
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, he's not making that flight. You think he's
I-
working
I
at 5
think-
in the morning?
Well, Punk's scheduled, not him.
No, I
Yeah.
still think you got Roman there.
Yeah, Punk will show up and cut a promo.
I think he's going to be in the chamber match.
You think Punk can handle taking a bump on the chamber?
No, but my thing is I think the Sports Illustrated thing comes out today, and like I think it's a lot of like misdirect and trying to get you to look the other way and smoke screens, if you will. And like if I had to bet, like if I was trying to win some money on a bet, I think I'd still bet Cody, Roman, Punk, Seth. Is where I would go with that. It could be way off now at this point. Neither of those things might happen. But that's where I would put my money right now still.
Honestly, I think that's where the money is. I mean, sure, we've got, you know, your little misdirection here and there, but I think those are your logical January booking forward WrestleMania main events.
That being said, you know, in terms of everything Punk's done since he's been back, there's been no stronger response than the thing with Cody. The thing with Cody was good shit. But like that can be a SummerSlam thing or a Survivor Series thing or a wherever thing. That doesn't have to be WrestleMania. There's other big events they do.
Well, they can put ownership of CM Punk on the line in the match. CM Punk can be like, I'm CM Punk. And Cody can be like, I'm more CM Punk than you.
But oh no, I'm not going to go there. I'm gonna keep good karma on my side for tonight. I was going to go somewhere. I'm not going to do it.
Then they can swap wives.
I can watch. Pay-per-view.
That's the wrong kind of pay-per-view.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for tonight. Johnny, what do you got going on, man?
This, that, and the other thing.
All right, Jer, how about you, man? What do you got going on? Where can everybody find you at?
You can find me on Facebook at Dark Match Drive, wrestling fan page, plenty of content. Find me. We have a Discord. We chat during live wrestling events over there. You can find me on Twitter at Jamie Virtue. Yeah, I'm all over the interwebs in various wrestling spaces, and yeah, so come find me. Let's chat.
Good shit, dude. We got a bunch of stuff going on at the channel. Monday night, you can check out Tonight in Haddonfield. Talk all things Halloween and horror. Tuesday night is the legacy of Star Wars. Wednesday night, back here with Welcome to the Geek Side. And very soon, starting on Thursdays, it won't be live, be all pre-recorded, but the legacy of Smallville. We're going to do a rewatch podcast of the series. So tune into all of that. Big thanks to Johnny, Jer, Randy for coming out tonight. Enjoy the Royal Rumble weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.